I'm fine, thanks.
Great. All right. So first, welcome to Lady Tracey Show, and as you know, we're on Parent Week, Parent Series, and we want you to tell our listeners who you are, what's your name, where you calling from.
Okay. My name is Kathleen Douse. I'm calling from rural St. Andrew.
St. Andrew, Jamaica.
Stony Hill.
Right, that's in Jamaica here. That's St. Anne in Stony Hill. Sorry, St. Andrew. Hear me. In Stony Hill. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so Kathleen, you mentioned with us that you're a parent mentor. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm a parent mentor and a parent trainer.
Oh.
I'm a parent mentor leader.
Oh, so you're a trainer as well. That is awesome.
Yes.
All right, so as a trainer, what is it like? What is your critical cases? Matter of fact, as a mentor, what are your most critical cases based on your experiences that you have had so far?
My critical cases are, I would say abuse.
Abuse.
Abuse has been, yes.
Wow.
Abuse has been a top topic in most households because, my granny used to beat me and nothing never happened, so, why not go ahead? Now kill them.
Wow.
So it has been, that is really critical parenting for me.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, because, it's a long time thing coming back, and we have to understand that is not accepted nowhere.
Right.
In a parenting style. So, that is, I would have said that is
the most critical case you've had.
The most critical.
Oh, wow. So do you find do you find parenting as a difficult role, basically, based on your experience?
Yes, because you don't get a manual. And there's no such thing as being a good parent. It can be effective because it's a learning process and it goes on different families.
Right. Everybody is different, basically. So having had all these experience, basically, you find that the actual parenting role it's obvious. We all know it's a difficult task, but I always think it wouldn't be that difficult when the child is your child. You should know exactly what your child needs. But when it's not your child and you're playing the role of a guardian, I think that's where the problem comes in, because it's hard for bonding, because children often like their own parent around. But
go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying. So I often think it wouldn't be that difficult, but you're saying now that it's really a challenging case.
It sometimes more challenging when it's your actual children or child.
Wow.
Because when you will know what to say and your child might not feel any sort of way, when it's somebody else, it's like you're walking on an egg.
Wow.
You don't want it to break.
Right.
So I would say it would have been easier when it's your own children you're dealing with. And when you're a parent for your child and everybody else's child, children.
Right.
Because if when I go out on the road and I am in a particular way to help, you see a child standing, because sometimes I don't know if it's being with families and being engaged with different counseling with families. I sometimes pick up when there's a problem. So you don't have to really be in a position to say, all right, I'm referred to this particular child to help this particular parent with this particular child. Sometimes you're on the road, you have to practice to help. You have to practice the model. Because if you're a permissive parent, because a permissive parent you get away with everything and you can't tell them they're not the best parents in the world. Being a permissive parent, you might not go forward and looking after another child and be permissive with that child.
Right. Right.
So, you know, am I talking too much?
No. I love the information. Trust me.
When it comes to parenting, you know, I will talk, you know.
Trust me, Miss Kathleen, you're on point because the information is needed. Trust me, it is needed, and we don't touch.
Just to interject, Lady Tracey, what I will ask parents to do is get involved.
Get involved.
Social interventions, you know, parenting groups, PTA meetings,
right.
Be active in your child, just to know your child.
Right, get
At
involved.
That point.
Get involved.
Be honest. That is what most parents are lack of honesty. Be honest.
So do you have,
be honest?
Right, do you have any secrets in how you often fix these issues personally, like whatever issues, say for example abuse, how would you fix an abuse case personally? What is that secret that you use as a mentor in a home of abuse crisis?
If we detect abuse, there are certain protocols we as mentors are told to do.
Right.
First, we have to contact the relevant authorities and get them informed. The police. Most family don't want the police to be involved, but the bottom line is we have to get the professionals that deal with abuse, because we are parent mentors, we are advocates for parents, but we're not going to sit by and say, because we are parent mentors, the parents are always right. If I suspect abuse at no given time, that is when everything pop right there.
Right. You'd have to act. You'd have to act.
It has to be reported.
Right.
That's first and foremost.
Wow.
Children's services has to be told about it, and my superiors has to be told about it.
Right.
Because it's not something you should want. There's too much of these happening. It's not something you should want them big and say, "Do me not gonna make it happen again?" And because no.
Right. You have to act
the parents might need help. You know, so
I did, and I hope persons are listening, because this is a very critical case. And I remember recently I was listening to the news and I saw where abuse was one of the main thing in the home during the COVID quarantine. Children are being abused about over more than 60%.
I'm glad it got to that point. You know why? National Parenting Support Commission had give the mentors, specific mentors, not all of us, psychosocial training with the help of other organization partner with MPSC. We did a psychosocial training for that particular purpose. That was during this pandemic. Because somebody called to say, Miss Kathleen, tell me something. What happened? And it hit me hard, you know, because she likes to say, tell me something. What happened if the child, the only rescue from the child is being at school from that child abuser? And now the pandemic forced that child to stay home. What will happen to that child? Because she's faced with the abuser at home. What will happen? And, you know, it hit me. She said it just, you know, casually, but it really hit me because this pandemic can bring out a lot of things. So you hit the right point, because I won't blame the pandemic and I won't blame to say it's the parents. But I'm saying situation like this has to be dealt with the professional way, which is why we come on board alongside with our partners.
Right. Okay, so one last thing, Miss Kathleen. I noticed you mentioned that you work with this company in Jamaica here. But do you have any advice? It's 6 years you have been doing this, right?
Yes.
6 years, right. Do you have any advice that you can give to our parents that really struggles with security in the home? Because security is one thing that we're touching tonight. And I want you to give us any advice at all towards security in the home, because there has to be some form of prevention, and it has to start with how you do things. So, do you have any advice? I noticed you said something earlier about getting involved, which is really good. But do you have any other advice towards security per se in the homes, in how to get these kids protected?
It goes back to being effective as a parent. It goes back to being effective as a parent. Speak to the child.
Right.
Speak to them, let them understand. Listen, somebody come. Mommy not at home, daddy not at home. They stay or they come back. Nowadays, I say everybody allowing the children, no matter the ages, and laptop and tablets and smartphones. Those things, if they are child, all of them have child's lock on it. Put in your code, your password. You will be and there's no such thing as children having privacy in your home. There's no such thing. Yes, children have rights, and I agree 100%. But when it comes on to parenting involvement, that is where the rights of the child belong. It's partnered with parent and child.
But
you have to be involved.
But what if it's an abused parent that wants this right?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, man. What if it's an abused child, parent that wants this right? How would the child deal with this? Because I'm not trying to be on the child's side, but I'm looking at it from all angles now that we're under abuse. We only have 30 seconds to go. But what if it's a abused parent? How would you? If the
parent has been abused or the child?
If the parent is an abused parent, they are the one causing the problem. But they want all the child's want to be in the child's space. They want to know everything, especially if the child has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. What it is that how would you deal with a situation like that? If the parent is controlling, over control. As a parent, you can't clothe the child like that, right? Space is allowed, children has right. Child can say, "Mommy, I don't want chicken tonight. Is it possible for me to have that?" No, the abuse step in if it's from the parent's heart. The child attends school, and most abuse we get from children is really from the guidance counselor, because we work with the guidance counselor through schools. Okay.
Yes, so that child will say something. If it's not to the guidance counselor, the teacher will see what's happening from home.
Okay.
And sometimes, let me just quickly say, sometimes the parent is not intended, but because of some back days and things, all kind of things can happen. I don't want to be here to judge parents, but things can happen. So it seems like it's an abuse, as well as it can be an abuse. But if there's any sort of abuse in the home, and anybody knows about it and don't talk about it, there'll be problems. Right. But as I said, parents are having that issue, go out. Get help.
Yes.
There's one organization in Jamaica right now. You can get help from there. Get help.
And I'm thankful you said that. I think I totally agree. If you're having personal issue, psychological issue, sexual issue, get help, because the child does not. The child don't deserve to be a rehabilitation system where you're released on. No child deserves that much.
They didn't ask to be here.
Well, Miss Kathleen, I am so thankful in having you, and I want you to tell us, you do personal mentorship, wherein is it a business for you? Like, if people need help, they can come to you nationally?
Lady Tracey, let me just quickly say this. It's not for business. I used to be, back in my time, that is why this program was offered to me by citizens.
Right.
I used to be one of the abused parents.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always know that it is needed. If I know now what I know then, I wouldn't be in that shoes. So I'm here to offer. I'm here to help.
You're here to help. Okay. So if anybody needs you, they can find you.
Yes.
Right. How can they contact you?
How can 419-1774.
That's 876-419-1774.
Yes. And my email address is Kathleen, Kathleen,
yes,
_ THAMAS @yahoo.com.
THAMAS.
Yes, I spell Thomas with the A.
So it's
THAMAS @yahoo.com.
So it's Kathleen, KATHLEEN _ THAMAS @yahoo.com.
Yes.
Great. All right, Miss Kathleen, thank you so much, and we appreciate having you. Unfortunately, we have to go now, and just let others know what you're about, and we will do the same. It was really good having you on Parents for the Long Haul, or parenting series, and we will definitely look forward to have you again, because you have so much solid information that the world needs to hear. So just keep doing the great job that you're doing, and it is a pleasure. And if you guys don't know, Kathleen is a part of Presence Radio as well. She is a part of our crew. So she's not a stranger for me, but she's probably for you. But you can reach out to Miss Kathleen Thomas if you need guidance towards mentorship and mentoring your child. All right. So thank you, Miss Kathleen. Have yourself a good one. Take care now. Bye-bye. All right.
Bye-bye.